Hello and welcome to your first module in She Craves Confidence Masterclass. I'm so excited that you're here. Stephanie and I have been working on this for so long, and we are so excited that you've chosen yourself and are choosing to do this journey with us. So thank you so much for being here. We thought there was no better way to start this than to start with the higher self. A lot of you may be really new to this terminology, so we're going to explain that for you, of course. But really, what we want you to start with is knowing what is it that you want to create for yourself. If there was no fear, no doubt, no shame, no guilt, nothing holding you back, what would you want to create for yourself in all aspects? Now, this is something that most of us don't ask ourselves, which is why it may feel really foreign. So before I dive in, I want you to know that it's okay if you don't know yet. You don't have to have your end-all, be-all answer just yet, but we want to start you with this idea of exploring what it is that you do want. We spend so much time focusing on what we don't want in our lives. You know, I don't want to be fat. I don't want to gain weight. I don't want to be dieting. I don't want to feel this way, but what is it that we do want? So we're just kind of flipping the script a little bit. And so when I talk about the higher self, I want you to know that it ultimately is the best, most authentic version of who you are. And the way to explore her is not to be something else. I think we've gotten really addicted to this idea that in order to be the best version of ourselves, it requires us to not be who we are anymore and to step outside of ourselves and become something else. What's really great is that the best version of who you are already exists within you. It is about removing what is not you. So to give you a sort of visual, think back to Greek and Roman times, those Greek and Roman statues back in the day, right? Basically, you are currently a fresh sheet of marble. You're a giant block ready to be carved into this brilliant masterpiece. And so right now, that masterpiece, that best, most authentic version of who you are is underneath that block. And what we're really doing is we're chiseling away all that isn't you. And what we're chiseling away is your fears, your doubts, your fear of judgment, what's holding you back, those limits in your life that we've learned over time. And we're just chiseling away all that isn't you to reveal the masterpiece, the beautiful masterpiece that is truly just you. So I want you to see this as not reinventing yourself, but rediscovering what's already been there this entire time by lifting the veil on all the things that we've built over our lifetime. So if your fear and doubt and shame and guilt, if all those things were not there, what do you want to create for yourself? Especially when we talk about our ideal relationship with food in our body. You know, we know what our current relationship looks like. I'd love for you to take a moment and reflect on this. Where do you feel that you are with your relationship with food and body? How do you view yourself? How do you view food? How often do you spend thinking about it? How often are you worrying about your next diet? I really want you to take some time and audit how much time you spend thinking about all these things. Now that you know exactly where you are right now, where do you want to go? If you could dreamland, have your ideal relationship with yourself, what does that look like? What would it be like to go out and do the things that you want to do? How do you spend your everyday? How do you make choices around food in your body? I really want you to take time to explore that. And with that, we are not just looking at our relationship with food. Because here's the thing, when we are able to heal our relationship with food in our body, it becomes so much more than that. It is not just about our body. It is also our relationships, our careers, where we live, what we do on a day-to-day basis, how we spend our time, the thoughts that are going on in our heads, our dreams. Literally everything is affected and sort of created through this lens of food and body. See, food and body is really a mirror about what the rest of our relationships look like, right? So while you're taking a chance to think about your dream relationship with food in your body, we also want you to take a second and also ask yourself, what is my dream life? If there were no limits, if I didn't have any fears or anything holding me back, what would I be doing for work? What would I be doing as a hobby? What would I do in my day-to-day life? How do my mornings start every day? You know, where do I vacation? How often am I traveling? Where do I live? What does my home look like? How do I feel on a day-to-day basis? We don't ever ask ourselves what we want on such a step-by-step basis, right? We don't ask ourselves, what do I want my mornings to look like? We don't ask ourselves any of those questions because we're so disconnected to what we want, because we think that we need to follow what we should do, what we should have, what we should be. And we kind of let society frame our experience rather than crafting it for ourselves. So I want you to take this opportunity to craft it for yourself again. I really want you to get creative and kind of think about, you know, what would I want if I really was able to pick my entire life? And I don't want you to get caught up in the how. A lot of times when we ask what we want, we're like, well, I'm never gonna have that, I'm never gonna get that, right? We get really caught up in how is this even going to manifest or happen for me, rather than just enjoying and playing in this idea of, well, what if I just had it? What if it was just mine already? So don't worry so much about the how. We just want to get clear on what your vision actually is. And many of you will be noticing that this is the first time you've ever sort of dove into this little imagination bubble. And so we want you to know that it's okay if you don't have a beautiful picture of your entire life already set out. This is something to start with so that you can revisit this always. We have a really awesome journaling activity for you to do that you'll see down in the files. And basically we want you to play around with this and really take the time. We ask you to create because of the fact that we are so connected to what we don't want, that it's time to connect to what we do, right? It is okay to play around and ask what we actually want from ourselves, what we actually want from our lives. And here's the real big secret about the visions that you have. The dreams, the visions, the goals that you have are so uniquely yours. It may seem like everybody wants a house like this. What do I do to deserve this? Everybody wants to feel this way. What do I do to deserve this, right? We're constantly asking, well, what do I do to deserve this? When am I going to be good enough for this? This is not for me. This is just a dream that everybody has, but it's not. Your dreams, your goals, everything you want is uniquely yours. There's a reason why that dream or that goal is implanted in your mind, and we want you to know that it is uniquely yours for a reason. It is not an accident that you want the things that you want, and they are available to you given certain chapters and changes in your life. So don't worry, your dreams are yours. Nothing that you write down is insanely out of reach. It may seem like it, but we just want you to play in this idea of creativity, because as we move through the next few modules, we really want to connect the difference between what you want and how your life is lining up to support that vision. Or are your actions supporting the situation that you're currently in? Right? Are your actions supporting the thoughts that I'm not good enough? Are you acting in a way that proves, oh, see, I am not good enough? Or are your actions supporting this vision of I'm worthy of so much more, I get to enjoy myself on a daily basis? So it will all build up on itself, but we really want to start with this foundation of playing in what you actually want to create. Your higher self, that best version of you, is within you already. Think of it always as a place to create decisions from. So for example, whenever I'm going through something, once I've created that clarity around what my higher self is like, what she does, what she enjoys, what her life is like, I can then reference that in my life and be like, okay, what would my higher self do in this situation, right? So for example, whenever I am, let's use exercise as an example. Let's say I'm tired, I don't want to work out, but I feel the need to work out because I feel like I should and I have to. I can ask myself, okay, what is that higher version of myself telling me to do in this moment? And if I really take a step back and reflect, the best version of me does things when she wants to, honors her body and honors how she's feeling. And so the best version of myself is taking a rest day or going for a walk. She is not going to the gym. And we will teach you how to implement this later, but we really want you to start here. So get clear on what might your higher self be? What is the best version of you like? Because she is here, she's real, she is you, and we're gonna peel back all the other layers to have her become your reality. So We're really excited to have you start from this place. Make sure to do the journaling activity and look at the meditation. That will really help you envision this. So if you're feeling a little bit lost, the meditation will definitely help you through this process. We will also be talking about this on our class call. And so if you have any questions, please make sure to pop them in the group so that we can chat about it together. We are so excited for you to start from this place, and we can't wait to chat with you guys and the lecture.